I failed again!
You're weak. Now you understand that? Admit it.
I am weak!
Hell no, man. What the fuck, man? Get your...
Yo, and welcome back to Beyblade Origins. Today, we're going down to the inner depths of the underworld while we look at Damian from Metal Masters and his Bey, Hades Kerbecs. By the way, thank you all for meeting my like goal in the last Origins video. Y'all are really awesome. Let's keep it up and get to 200 likes this time around. So just like with Gingka, Beyblade really does base these characters' appearance, personality, and role in the show off of the avatar and their origins. And of course, Damian is no different. As a matter of fact, he's one of the characters that's influenced by mythology the most, with some points being obvious and others being pretty obscure. And here's what I mean.
What do you think you're doing? Oh well, looks like Ryuga isn't here.
The name Hades Kerbecs comes straight from the mythological beast Cerberus in Greek mythology, better known as the Cerberus. This beast is depicted as a huge, powerful three-headed dog that's buffer than that one pit bull meme with a snake for a tail. And its job is to be the guard of the gates of the underworld, letting only the souls of the dead enter and allowing no one or nothing to leave. And though some interpretations say that he has 50 heads, and others say he has snakes all around his body, over time he was famously depicted with no snakes other than the one on his tail, and only 3 heads. And it ended up just sticking. He's owned directly by Hades himself, which makes him Hades Kerberos. This is why they named the fusion wheel Hades to mimic that as Hades Kerbecs. Here's where it gets cool though. So we all know what Damian's role is in the show. He's Hades Incorporated last line of defense, just like in Greek mythology. In the show, other than Twisted Tempo, at the end, there is literally no one more powerful than him in the corporation. And he takes his job to destroy anyone who poses a threat to Hades Inc. seriously. But just like the Cerberus, he's steadfast and loyal to a fault. Cerberus willingly stood at the gates, completely devoted to his role as a gatekeeper of the underworld because of his love for his master. That means no matter what condition he's in or how hungry he got, and even when it was asleep, it made sure that no one left. So to me, I think that's why Damian was able to handle the arrangements longer than anyone in the history of Hades Inc. And the reason why he wasn't even swayed when Gingka was trying to talk him out of being controlled was because he wasn't being controlled. His massive love for Hades Incorporated comes from them turning him from a nobody to one of the most powerful bladers to date, is what made him the dog of the corporation, doing whatever order Dr. Ziggurat, the owner of Hades Inc., demands. Damian was defeated by only 2 people, Gingka and Kiyoya. Gingka for obvious reasons, I mean, come on. And Kiyoya because Leon was more powerful than Kerbecs. This is also from mythology because Hercules, the hero that captured Cerberus, did so with his bare hands while bearing the hide of a Nemean lion, which was a great lion who had an invulnerable hide. So I think that played a role into Leon defeating Kerbecs too, because that's way too much of a coincidence, you know? And that's pretty cool, I'm not gonna lie to you. Speaking of clothing though, now let's move on to the physical appearance of him. In the show, Hades Kerbecs is depicted as a large, 3-headed purple dog with red eyes and a furry snake tail that also has red eyes. It wears a red collar with gold spikes around each neck and has chains wrapped around its body that it controls willingly. These chains symbolize it being at its post and its submissiveness to Hades Inc. in the show. Like for example, a chained dog that breaks its chain, but with its owner's permission, or even if it breaks free, the chain will still be on him. It has fire in his mouth because the Cerberus could also breathe fire, which makes sense, I mean it is a demon dog and all. And when it comes to the colorway, the red eyes are straight from mythology, and the purple is there because villains typically wear the colors red and purple. And the chains are gold most likely because they contrast pretty well with its body, since purple and yellow are contrasting colors. Damian, on the other hand, is different. He wears mostly white with black and gold accents and gold metal plating with a white cape and has a chain on his chest. His outfit is based off of a gladiator's armor, specifically villainous Greek gladiators from the past, and his shoulder pads are reminiscent to the paws of the Cerberus. He wears mostly white because to the corporation and to America, he's their hero. Their white knight, you know? Because he's the most powerful blader they have. He has blue hair to symbolize his loyalty and trust to the organization and the trust they have for him. And the little green patch of hair on his head is alluding to the original Cerberus' snake physiology, because he originally also had snakes all around his body. And yeah, that's really about it for this episode, but I'm not gonna lie, I did not expect him to be so interesting. I thought he was gonna be a little basic at first, but now I like him a lot. And I can see why he has a good fan base. My favorite point was about how a lion also beat the Cerberus in Greek mythology with the help of Hercules. But anyways, yeah man, shouts out to all of my supporters. Like, I love y'all so much, honestly. And y'all let me know who y'all want to see next, because if you don't, I'm doing my boy Masamune, bro. He deserves his shine. Until then, I'll catch y'all in the next one. Peace out.